Hey friends, it's Erica. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am here for the Cherry on Top March 2021 YouTube hop, and today we are creating with some type of a texture paste or a glaze or like a mousse. So you'll see all the design team members using some type of paste on their layout. So I'm going to be using the Vicki Boutin Creative FX Prism glaze, and this stuff is so smooth like butter. And I'm going to use one of her stencils from a past collection and just add the glaze through the stencil using these Nouveau spatulas, and these are awesome for any type of a paste or anything that you want to put through a stencil. I got these from a Cherry on Top, so I will leave them linked if they're still available in the store. And then there was another spatula that I shared that I also used to spread on different types of mediums through stencils. So I'm just going to go through and add some of this glaze through the stencil. And my idea was to create a vertical design down one side of the page. So I just wanted to add a little bit of texture and interest to the page using this glaze. And I did mess up in a few spots where the glaze, it's really thin consistency. Well, mine is anyway. So it did go under the stencil, but I like the way that it looks, and most of it will be covered up with photos and embellishments. So some of this stuff is just going to be like peeking out, just adding a little bit of detail and interest to the page. And this stuff has like a shimmer to it. So when you kind of turn your layout, you'll be able to see some of the shimmer, and I'll show you that here in just a little bit. So after I got this stencil work done, I thought that it would be kind of cool to add some water to it to see if I could create some splatters with it to add even more interest. So I just added a little bit to an acrylic block, squirted some water, used my paintbrush, and just splattered it down the page. And I really like the way that that looks. I was pleasantly surprised at the way that it worked as splatter. So I will definitely use this again for creating color to my backgrounds. So it's nice that I could use it for the stencil and then also use it to create the different splatters on my background. There was also a another glaze from her from a different collection. I believe it's a rose gold color, really pretty. So I will leave all of the Vicki Boutin products that I use on my layout today linked down in the description box so that you can check them out. We have a ton of Vicki Boutin products in the Cherry on Top shop. If you are interested in her new collection, I believe it is still available for pre-order. And if you use the code pre-order, all caps, then you'll get 20% off that pre-order. So I'm just going through and adding more splatters, and I'm going to wait for this to dry, and then I will start to build up my layers on the layout. Like I said, everything is going to go in that vertical line where all of the stencil and splatter work is. I have these 4 photos of my daughter and I just kind of having a girls' day. We do this often where on the weekend we'll go and do the shopping that we need to do for the weekend, and her and I will do a little bit of shopping and then go to lunch or grab a treat from Starbucks or Dunkin' or something like that. So we always snap some photos. So I'm going to trim it down with this little tonic trimmer that I got from a Cherry on Top. And then I'm going to mat it with one of these 6x8 pattern papers from the Vicki Boutin collection. And I believe I'm using the Art for Everyone collection. And I really liked the colors in this one. I use a lot of this teal color and then some pinks and then orange. So these are really fun, and I am going to use a lot of fussy cut hearts from one of the 12x12 papers. If I can still find this paper in the shop, I will leave it linked down below for you, because this is one of my favorite papers, and you can cut out all of the florals, and it's just so pretty. So just getting these trimmed down, and then I'm going to add foam adhesive to the back and get them popped up on the layout. And then start building up some different embellishments. I use a lot of the fussy cut florals. I do pull in some wood veneers from the collection as well, and then some chipboard. So just going to try to figure out what I want to use. This is the ephemera pack, and I believe this is from the same collection, I'm pretty sure. But there's a lot of fun embellishments in here. I'm going to use this as my title. Some of these embellishments I will go through and trim off a little bit of the border, like this big floral piece up here. I will go around and fussy cut the white border around it. There are some fun cameras, some fun butterflies. There is this little cup right here that I wanted to use too, but I end up using, there's a sticker like just like this. It's just a little bit smaller, so I will go ahead and use that one instead. So just going through all the embellishments or the die cuts, trying to figure out what I want to use. I love those sunglasses too. I was going to use those, but I don't end up using those. So I have fussy cut some of the florals, and I'm going to add my adhesive to the back of my photos and then get them positioned onto the layout. I just really love the way that that texture paste or the glaze looks on the background. It's so fun. And even though some of it, like that one at the top left corner, you can see towards the bottom of the circle, it's kind of like a blob. And I'm totally fine with that. I love the messy look. Mixed media does not have to be perfect. I just love the way that that looks, and it's a lot of fun, and it just adds interest to your background. I used a piece of white cardstock, and it's the paper from Vicki Boutin. I can't think of what it's called right now, but I'll leave it linked down below. It's a thicker paper, so it works really good for mixed media. You don't have to add gesso or anything if you don't want to. So I'll leave that link down below. It's nice and thick. So I'm going to go through and add some embellishments. I'm going to have florals coming out from the left and the right, and then also some florals at the top and the bottom, and then also this really cute little camera tucked in here. And a lot of these will be popped up on some foam dimension or dimensionals. And if I can find the foam that I'm using, if it's in stock, I'll make sure to leave it linked. I like to use the foam squares from Scrapbook Adhesives by 3L. And then I do have some wet glue that I'm using for my stash. So here's some florals here. I'm going to get them tucked in to the right, and then I'm going to add some to the left. And then sometimes I will fussy cut the floral pieces and then cut the stems out separately, so then I can just kind of tuck the stems in, or the leaves, where I need them to go to kind of fill in. So that's what I'm going to do. You'll see to the left of the screen there is like a piece of the leaf from a floral that I cut out, so I end up just tucking that in wherever I need it to go. There is a ton of different options in the store for mousse or glazes or texture paste. They all kind of work the same. Some of them have different consistencies, like this glaze is thinner. This you could use just with a paintbrush and paint strokes on your page. The texture paste is thicker, and it really adds a lot of dimension to the page, where this one, the dimension is not as big as like the texture paste, but it still gives a little bit of dimension and some shine. So just different mediums to play around with, but there's a ton of different options in the shop, and I will try to link some different ones down there for you guys if you're interested in checking out some different mixed media products. I do recommend those spatulas from Nuvo. Those are really, really nice to use through your stencils. So creating this cluster here down at the bottom, and I didn't realize I was so zoomed in that you can't see it. So you'll see it here in a minute, but I just added some florals and then one of these brush stroked stickers from one of the sticker packs. And I did trim off a little bit of the white border on that one as well, and then pop that up on some foam adhesive. Gonna add 3 more florals up here at the top, and then some of them are kind of hanging off the page, but I will cut them down here in just a little bit. And then the sticker at the bottom, I'm gonna grab the layout real quick, says New Adventures, and I just love the way that it looks nestled in there with all of the florals down there at the bottom. And I'll move the layout up here and zoom out in just a little bit so you'll be able to see what I'm talking about. I will kind of lift the florals up as well, just so that they're kind of, the petals are kind of lifted up, and just gives a little bit more dimension to the page so they're not sitting so flat onto the layout. Just using wet adhesive, getting these stuck down, and I just put a little bit of wet adhesive like on the ends of the florals, and then the other side of the floral has no adhesive. That way it'll kind of curl up with the leaves. And I like the way that that looks. So I'm going to kind of move these other florals up just a little bit. I know I'm going to want to add that little drink sticker here on the left side here in just a little bit, but I'm going to add some adhesive to these and get these all stuck down. This layout was a lot of fun to create. I wasn't exactly sure what I wanted to do, so I just pulled out the glaze, a stencil, and just started adding the glaze through the stencil, and everything just kind of worked, and everything came together great, just using that vertical design, which is really easy to do and one of my favorite designs. So I love how this turns out in the end. I love all the teal going on in this, just with the little pops of pink and then the orange on the layout. So here is that little drink sticker. I'm going to pop this up on some foam adhesive and get that stuck down to the left of the photo. And then I'm also going to pull in another sticker, and it's like a little dish with ice cream on it. It's really, really cute. I'm going to trim off a little bit of the white border around it, and it says heck yes on it. And I kind of just tucked that behind the drink. So the drink has double foam adhesive on it, and then the heck yes, but the ice cream only has one piece of foam adhesive. So it's still popped up, but it's not as raised as the drink. And I like the way that that looks. I did have to trim off a little bit of the sticker to tuck it behind the drink, but you can't really see that on the layout. So here are the wood stars. I'm just going to sprinkle a few of them on the page, one at the top, one in the middle, and then one at the bottom. There are some leaves here that I'm going to stick in here as well. And then I pull in these little chipboard pieces from the 6x12 sticker sheet, and it's just a black circle with a little gold star inside. I'm going to sprinkle 3 of those onto my layout as well, just using this liquid glass adhesive to get the stars stuck down onto the page. And this liquid glass works really, really good. I will have still shots for you guys at the end of the video, and then also a blog post that I have to go along with this. So if you want to check out some up close photos of the layout and more details and links, you can head on over there and check that out. Make sure to stop by the Cherry on Top shop and check out all of the different mixed media products that they have available, and any of the products that I have linked down below. If you're interested in them, you can check those out as well. Follow along in the hop and leave comments along the way for your chance to win a $10 gift certificate to the shop. Winners will be announced, I believe, next week. So you'll have some time to hop along all the videos and leave your comments. So I'm just adding in those little chipboard dots and showing you the way that this glaze shimmers. And then the last thing I'm going to do is mat the layout on a piece of pattern paper from Vicki Boutin. And I actually think this is from a different collection. I just have all my Vicki Boutin products together in one of those large iris cases. So I believe this is from her most recent collection, this black pattern paper with the white dots on there. But it really looks good. I love the way that it makes the layout pop. So I'm going to get this stuck down, and that will finish it up. The last thing I do off camera is add a little bit of journaling there under the title, and you will see that in my still shots. I just used my We Are Memory Keepers typewriter to type my journaling, cut it down into strips, and then glue it down to the page. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you're new here, I would love for you to subscribe. Give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you're reminded every time the new video comes up. Thanks for watching, guys. I will see you in my next video, and I hope you guys all have a great day.